I thought you said the market never goes down. Oh, yeah, you're right. Where?
Strap in, kids, because this one's going to be a doozy. I just snorted a bunch of G Fuel. If you know what this thing is, it's crack for kids. It's a liquid powder for gamers. They drink it so they can stay up all night playing Call of Duty with each other. And for some reason, my wife thought it'd be a good idea to get that for my kid. Now every person that comes over to my house, the first thing he does, hey, you gotta try this. Hey, you gotta try this. Hey, you gotta try this. Oh, you gotta try this. So I was like, I don't know. He kind of reminds me of some crackhead that I used to know from Brooklyn, wanting to try everything, and very excited about showing other people how much this thing is good. But anyway, I tried it, and I'm ripping all day. And I gotta. This is a good one, so strap in because this has been probably the longest day in 20 years of trading for me. Because everything that could go wrong all in one day, yet still sort of turning it into a positive day. Or trying to remain positive psychologically and monetarily. But here we go. So believe it or not, maybe I'll start every conversation with believe it or not. I've got 40 people in the room right now, or actually now it's down to about 20 something people because it's August and it's late in the day and there's really no reason to be hanging out except if you're, looking for something to do on a Friday afternoon and maybe do some gambling on some options. All right, let me take a deep breath because this one's going to be a doozy. All right, here it comes. First of all, I want to congratulate everybody that's shorting stocks. I know how well that's working out for you. Excellent. I want to also give a good shout out to all the people that are in UVXY because this is now day 200 and this is day 7,000. None of you are making money right now. And even if you bought it today at the lows, you're finally making money. You're up 20 cents. I suggest you take your profit. All right. So, where do we begin? Let's begin with StockTwits and YouTube. I try to do my best. I throw a couple of tidbits of information on StockTwits. I give some information on YouTube, whether you believe it or not. Whether you believe it or not that I'm still, the family's still long the queues and this team keeps on going. The team won't stop going. The team, not our team, but the stock team that I was telling people to buy. All right. Now, do I own it myself? Yeah, I could say I actually owned this one. So this is fantastic. We had the SQ, but again, I'm jumping ahead. A couple of days ago, I saw some signs, but mostly that the Q's got to 116. So I was like, you know what? By the way, ACAD, TEAM. I'm doing this live, so I got to still man the ship here at the same time. You just gotta be in the team. You gotta be in the WMB. You just gotta be in stocks right now. You gotta be in the SPXY. I told everybody that would be $70. I guarantee to trade. I told people in my room, if you lose money on the SPXY, I not would reimburse the whole thing, but I'd give you $1 just for shits and giggles. But I think a few people actually enjoyed the SPXY to 70. But again, I'm jumping ahead. Let's take a step back. The other day, the Qs got to 116. I had some Qs, right? I had a short strangle, which I got out of because I was losing money on the call side. So to make that money back, I just joined the fund. And I was like, fuck it. I'm just going to buy the Qs. Short strangle meaning I was short puts and short calls. But once they got past 115, I started losing money on those short calls that was offsetting the money I was making on the short puts. And if you don't understand what I just said, come to the room and I'll explain it. More importantly, I got out of that entire position, and you know what? It was a net loss because the call side absolutely destroyed me because some of these calls were down to like 60, 70 cents, and they went to $3 and $4 because that monster move off the Brexit lows was so monstrous and so quick that the options increased so much. And again, I was thinking, oh, by the way, ACAD did break 37. I mean, this is just the most fantastic market. And by the way, Team 32 got to 32.50. And I'm going to go out on a limb and say this stock Team, TEAM, now that it's all-time highs, and we bought this even into the report because that's how confident I was that the stock was about to break into a new realm. This is a brand new stock, just like the AMD. Think of AMD as a new chip company that's just competing with NVIDIA. I like AMD. AMD might have some fight with NVIDIA going forward, but you can't ignore it. I think there's enough room for NVIDIA, Intel, and AMD to survive, and so far so good. Anyway, jumping ahead. So In order for me to make my money back, I did something called going full retard. Going full retard is basically putting aside all the rules and regulations of trading. No charts, fuck a VWAP, who gives a shit about CNBC, economic data, doesn't matter. You just had to assume that the jobs number was going to come out, and either good or bad, we would look at it as good because the market's in a bull market and we're going to go higher. And that's why the SVXY was going to go up, because anytime an event happens, once we're past the event, UVXY will then tank, making SVXY go up. That's why we're such big fans of SVXY. And if you owned SVXY throughout all the videos I've made on YouTube over the last 6 months, no matter what, even if you held that 20-point pullback, you're still making money on SVXY. And by the way, to all the guys out there that commented on the YouTube videos, when the market would go down the next day after I made one of the videos where I said the market would never go down, guess what? All time highs. All time highs. All time highs. Now, I know they're not all-time highs. I know they're some of your lifetime of trading highs. I've been around. I've seen the Qs at 120. That's where we're going. That was my prediction, a Dow 20,000 and the Qs to 120 by January 17th. You'll hear me on Benzinga repeating this over and over again for the last 2 years. If you've ever heard me on the Benzinga platform, I've never strayed from the path. There was one time, a couple of Augusts ago, I was saying how the market looks shaky, and guess what? I was right about that too. You're probably wondering why I'm not a billionaire. I'll explain that later on also. It's hard to become a billionaire when you got 200 shares of a stock that goes up 2.5 points. But you know what? Making 400 here, 500 there, it's usually good enough for most people. Especially doubling your money on an option overnight. That's always fun. It's always fun. And I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that are thanking me, their Lord and Master, that I introduced them to SVXY and explained to them how awful UVXY is. But again, we're jumping ahead. So revenge and going full retard. So I figured, you know what? Considering the market's going to probably go up enormously on Friday into the weekend, because again, common sense would say, oh, maybe you shouldn't get long going into the weekend with the jobs numbers coming out. I decided to go the complete other way. So I bought a ton. And a ton for me, you know, I bought 20, then I bought 20 more, and then I bought 10 more options. Then I bought 10 more, and then I bought 10 more. I had 100, but then I was like, you know what? Maybe I don't hold 100 overnight. I sold out of a little bit of it into the close yesterday on the Qs, and I decided to hold 50 overnight, and I held SVXY overnight for the first time in a long time. But that's where the story turns into tragedy. And I hope this video keeps going, because this morning I did a video, and this is how it all began. At 8 o'clock in the morning, I woke up, ready for the jobs report. Excited to see what happens. Making a video, and I made my prediction. I said the jobs report will come out. It'll be some awesome number that everybody loves, and the market will go up, and you're all going to make money buying the Qs. And then my computer crashed, and 20 minutes of me making a video went for nothing, and that put me into already a tizzy. Now, when the jobs numbers come out, boom, 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 the Qs are sitting there at 116.20. I had shorted 100 shares for shits and giggles yesterday for good luck, so I decided to short another 100. Anyway, I sacrificed $160 to the stock gods. Because the plan was, I got 50 $116 calls for August. So who cares about losing $150? I'm about to make $3,000 on this options trade. So I kind of I do stupid things like that, kind of like sacrificing. And if the market pulled back, I was going to try to, play a slight pullback and hold the options. And this is where it all went wrong. So after I made the video after the jobs report came out, my computer crashes again. And I just got a new computer, a new solid state hard drive, the whole thing. Very tempted to smash the living shit out of the computer and just rip my internet out of the wall and just quit this whole entire schmagegi, because I believe that there's somebody out there fucking with me, my IP address, or just me personally. I don't know what it is. Here I am trying to relay some pertinent information, not being tongue-in-cheek about it, really give you an idea of what I'm trying to do, and they wouldn't let me release the video. So I'm fuming. And then boom, the market opens up. All right, so I immediately take a $164 loss on my QQQ position, but I don't give a shit. because I'm about to make nuts on my 50 calls that I have left, right? So, long story short, I'm not going to tell you about the error that I made, but I went to sell 10 contracts, and I forgot that the default, when you're trading on Options House, when you default, it defaults to your share, the amount that you have. But if you go to the option chain and you sell it, you could sell it piece by piece by piece. So I hit the button, and the next thing you know, I realize my mistake. I go to cancel, and I get the spinning pinwheel, rainbow wheel of death. And there was no cancel in that order then. I couldn't even get into my computer. So simultaneously, which is making the story even worse, it actually does get worse. So the QQQ starts ripping, right? And did I mention that I still had a little bit of that short strangle going on? The 116s for today, which I didn't really care about because I figured, I'll cover them for, a $20 loss at the open. So not only did I sell the winner, but I wound up I was still in the 116 call as it starts ripping in my face, and I'm trying to reload my computer. And that's just another added part of the nightmare that this day was. I was also trying to go full retard on the SVXY. As soon as the market opened up, I figured these SVXY would be at least $70. So I'm trying to buy the 69.50 calls. I didn't even give a shit what price I was going to pay. I'm sitting there, ready to put my order in. I was going to buy another 50 calls. I think they were like 65 cents. I figured they're going to go up to $1, $1.50. I'll make, $2-3 grand on the position. Boom. Nothing. So Jay, putting it all in perspective and talking about everything, I left a good $15,000, $20,000 on the table today, and there was no coming back from it. I was outside pacing. I tried to force myself to cry to make myself feel better. I smoked a bag of crack. That didn't work. I snorted this G Fuel stuff, 19 cups of coffee. Now I'm kind of seeing shit, and I'm in like a frothy mess right now. And when this all wears off, I'm going to be miserable. But through all that, still managed to find a couple of winners. And the best thing about it is that, I've been opening up the room to a few knuckleheads that come stopping by, and even when somebody that comes in as a skeptic comes in and I'm saying, I'm buying this team right here, TEAM, if it breaks the all-time highs, because it's probably going to go to 32 and then 32.50. The trade happens, yet still skepticism, bile, and hate. Therefore, that's why I try to vet people out before I let them in the room. Because the only people that are hanging with me right now are the true believers, the people that have been around. I got a guy in there that's been with me for 7 years. I got another guy, I think he's my son, from India. He's been in there. He's seen it. He knows what's going on. He knows I called the flash crash. He was there for it. He knows that we were buying the QQQ calls right 2 days after we sold them. We're buying them back. The only truth to any of this is what goes on in the live setting. But I'm jumping ahead. I just want to give a shout out to all the people that are short. I feel your pain. I feel your pain. I know you can't understand how the market keeps going up. But you do realize that every time the market's sold off, it has been a media-driven event. An event. There's always a name for it. They always want to try to name it. CNBC makes a special about it. The only time you should be afraid of the market, or the only time you should be shorting the market, is when it's an organic move that doesn't have a name. That means it's a real correction. That means people are finally deciding, maybe I should take some profits. And then sometimes the profit taking leads to an algorithm that starts to, take some more profits. And that sometimes leads into a couple of circuit breakers, and then we have that 5 or 6% down day or 2 days. But so far, we have only sold off 6 hours. 6 hours we've had of selling since the Brexit. 6 hours of selling. And maybe I'm delusional, but there's nobody on earth that could possibly be making money shorting. the market. See, that being said, the reason I became a trader, how I became a trader, why I became a trader, well, first of all, I worked at every boiler room and chop shop there was, because I was originally a stand-up comic working in the television industry. I was doing stand-up comedy one night, and some asshole came up to me and said, "Oh, you're a funny guy. Why don't you sell stocks with your sense of humor?" And I had no money. My mom was telling me to get out of the house. So I was like, shit, I'll go out to Long Island and try to sell stocks. A year and a half later, I realized how corrupt and awful the industry was. And then luckily, SOs became a thing, and we were able to trade our own accounts. And I had a knack for it, and it did well. But really, how it began was shorting stocks that I owned. For instance, the MRO, right? So I own the MRO. Numbers come out, blah, 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 whatever the case. Stock decides to go negative. I like MRO for the next 6 to 8 months because we're in a bull market and I got a 90% chance of success. So I don't want to sell my stock, but I'll short the MRO while the getting is good, make a little bit of money to offset the loss that I'm taking on the stock for the day, and then I still own the stock. And if you look at MRO right now, boom, plan worked. Same thing we did with WMB. Love the WMB, but yesterday was a fantastic short. Don't want to sell the WMB, but I'll short it when the getting's good. And now I still own the WMB, and I own a lot of WMB, and I'm hoping it goes a lot higher. Same thing with the Groupon. GRPN. I know, right? Think about it. Think about the stocks I'm talking about. BlackBerry the other day, Groupon. You know what the premise is here? If Etsy can go up 100%, why not Groupon? So we bought some Groupon. And look at this stupid thing. It's $5.75. And I've suggested to my friends in the room that every time I tell people, maybe you should take some profits, to tell me to shut the fuck up. We're in a bull market. I'm not selling. And once again, that's why I became a trader. Instead of selling all of my Groupon yesterday, I just shorted the Groupon and tried to make a little bit money on the pullback so I wouldn't sell the position. Because what happens, people, is if you trade your account, you lose focus of the long-term aspirations and your long-term goals. Because chances are, if you were in Groupon yesterday and you were making some money and you decide to sell it, it's so much harder to then go and buy it right back the next day. You're like, why'd I buy it? I'll wait for a pullback. I don't want to buy it back higher than I just sold it for. That's where trading comes into play. But this market, ladies and gentlemen, is impossible to short. You have maybe 12 minutes to make some money. And in those 12 minutes, that's what we try to do. That's why if you show up to the room, and where's the pick? Where's the pick? What are you doing? Give me something right now. It doesn't work like that. If the setup is conducive for day trading, it has to be the same setup that we've been doing, that I've been doing my whole life. VWAP, into a reversal, and if it's an earnings reversal, I don't even care about VWAP. MRO was an earnings reversal yesterday. I didn't care about where it was going, what was happening. MRO gapped up on earnings, started to roll over, went red, we shorted it, and it went back down. And of course it came back up. Now this Groupon is pretty upsetting because if we were in a gambling mood, which we were on the Qs and the SPXY, if you think about it, Groupon is now 5 times your money on the trade. And I apologize to the one guy that I got him out, but he did make money. He bought the $5 calls, and I'm in the $5 calls for October. I wasn't looking for like a major move today. And again, it's up 32 cents, which for this stock is a huge amount. Now I know you could have bought some nickel options yesterday and made 5 times your money. Can't get them all right. Speaking of not getting them all right, FEYE. Why'd we own FEYE? Same reason we own AMD and Twitter and ACAD. I think they're all getting taken over. I thought FEYE, there was enough smoke there where possibly a takeover was happening. But knowing that this company sucks, and you know how it sucks? You don't want to know how I can tell a stock sucks? If you own a stock, and it seems to be the first one leading the charge into the red on any kind of weakness on the day, your stock sucks. You ever notice that rig, even before oil would sell off, rig would go red? And then sometimes U.S. Steel and Alcoa and Devon Energy and the rest would follow. But rig always seemed to be leading the charge into the red. Your stock sucks. FEYE. Any hint of a pullback in the market, who's going red first? FEYE. Your stock sucks. That's how you tell. That's how you tell. It's a pretty simple tell. If your stock seems to be the one that pulls back before everybody else, your stock sucks. Like the pot. POT, the Potash of Saskatchewan. Another one we're getting wrong, but long-term perspective, it's still 16 bucks. It's not like it's at 10. But every time the market would pull back, pot leading the charge right there with FEYE and rig. And that's why we held on to the SQ into the earnings report. Oh, did I tell you about that one too? That's right. Remember we owned SQ at $9.35 for what, 3 months? At least that stock, there was a couple of days where the market was pulling back, and that was holding its bid, kind of bucking the trend, if you will, showing relative strength, as the textbook says. By the way, you knew that SQQ, you knew that TQQ trade was going to work out as soon as I got out of it. Oh, sons of bitches, trading is hard. Trading is difficult. It's frustrating. It's all that stuff. And I think the only way to stay relatively sane, because I am not sane. I am far, far from it. And when I go full vigilante, as I explain to my victims why I'm doing what I'm doing to them as I go full vigilante, it's probably going to be stock related. I'm going to be screaming at that, you motherfucker. I'm going to be blaming people, random people in the streets, kidnapping them. Why am I saying this on a YouTube video? Just ignore all that. I'm not going to be a vigilante. But I do want to start the A-team. All right. So what do we got now? Where are we now? What are we going to do now that the market is at all-time highs? Does anybody think the market's going to start pulling back for some reason on Monday? All you guys that are saying how the market's going to crash, is Monday the day? Is August going to turn out to be that nightmare day? Is that what's going to happen? None of you can predict that, nor will I. I will not say the market, I'm done saying the market will never go down. I am in the camp of being what they call cautiously optimistic. Kind of the reason I went and bought the QQQ calls. I figured, even if I'm wrong on the options, I'm going to short the shit out of the market to offset the loss on the options. So I figured it was a win-win situation. But what you can't do is buy puts. Because if you're wrong on your puts, then in about a week and a half, you're down 30, 40%. And then even if the market starts to go down, you're probably going to run out of time and lose money. So really what it comes down to is deciding what you want to do and separating your day trading from your swing trading from your investing. Because if you try to trade this stock, TEAM, chances are you're going to get your ass handed to you. Today, a lot of volume, a lot of bullishness. The numbers are out, all-time highs. I think the stock's going to $50. Now, that doesn't mean it can't go down to $50 on Monday. That doesn't mean it can't pull back to 30. It's a low-volume stock. It's a low-float stock. They can do whatever they want. But the day trade today was when it broke the all-time high. That's when you bought 1,000 shares. Usually your day trade, you're going a little bit bigger than your normal investment because you're just looking to get in and get the hell out. And the way that your swing trade / investment should start is from a day trade. You get into a stock like Team at 31.68, and granted, we were in the stock from 29.20. What's up? High fives, everybody. We were in the stock from the other day at 29.25. Thanks very much. My kid thanks me. But let's say today was the first day you did the trade. You see, swing trades are usually people's bad day trades. Investments are people's bad swing trades. They don't want to sell. They don't want to take the loss. Next thing you know, you're calling it an investment, right? You guys know what I'm talking about. Do you? Well, maybe you don't. But the way I like to do it is I take a swing trade out of the day trade. Oh! your day trade's going well for you, but it's a day trade. So let's talk about the team in particular. I had 100 shares. Woo! Big deal. But then when it broke 31.68, I'm buying 1,000 more. Not planning to own 1,000, but I thought if it broke 31.68, I could probably get to 32. And if I got to 32, I might even see 32.50. Now, as soon as I bought the 31.68, I started selling it at 31.90, a couple of hundred. Then boom, I'm out of some at 32 when it couldn't break. And then I had just 500 shares left. And I was just sitting there, okay, if it breaks 32, maybe we'll get 32. At the time I was thinking 32.30. And then we got 32.30, so I sold another 400. And inevitably it did go to 32.50, which is, par for the course. But now, out of that 1,000 shares, I decided to hold another 100. So there you go. Therein lies a position for you. TEAM. If the stock's at $18 6 months from now, you can call me a loser. But guess what? I won't let it go to $18 with me still being in it. If you really want a stop price on it. Now remember, it's no longer a day trade. It's a swing trade, people. So you got to give it some room to breathe. I would not be selling at a team unless this stock broke $28.21. So in theory, what I'm saying right now, again, I'm not saying go out today and buy it right now at $32.15 unless you've got 4 years to wait. Because this is no longer a day trade or swing trade. This is an investment. I believe in the company. I think their software is good. I also think this is a company that's ripe for a takeover. So to me, buying Team here at $32.15 as an investment, still a good idea, even though it might pull back 4 points. But if you've got 4-year time horizon, I think the stock's going to $50. Maybe it happens sooner than later. Maybe it goes to 50 in the next 18 months. But if you buy something at 32 and it goes to 50, it's a pretty good investment. So what I try to do in the room every day is differentiate between my day trades, my swing trades, and my investments. And what is the perfect setup is when the day trade becomes a swing trade, becomes the investment. It's a process. It's a movement. It's a way of living. And I think I can help people. So all you skeptics out there, you can't come in at 1:30 in the afternoon and make judgment calls of what's going on. You can't spend one day in there. That's why I invite you right now. And August is kind of slow. So I'm inviting you right now. If you show up on Monday, I'll let you stay till the end of September for nothing. Now, to you guys in the room, some of you guys have been, hiding out in here for months already. I mean, we got Steve to pony up. It's about time some of you guys kicked into the membership dues to pay the bouncers and keep the lights on. But for you new guys out there, you want to learn something. You know it doesn't happen in one day. I'm not a stock picking service. And just remember, think about it this way, my friends. Imagine you came into the room the other day and all you heard me was talking about FEYE. And you bought FEYE. And you're getting hammered. So according to you, I'm the worst trader in the world. But you missed the SVXY call. And the QQQ call. How about some Groupon? Or what about some AMD? How about the team? It's a movement. It's a way of life. It's a process. And if you're just going to pick and choose which idea that you like, then it's really on you being an unlucky asshole. Maybe you're the unlucky asshole who came in, oh, this guy's really raving about this FEYE. Let me put all my money into it. And if you were there at the end of the day, I said, hey, I'm selling my FEYE right here. I'm selling all of it. And I'm buying the options just in case. Because, how awful would it have been if they actually had a good report and the company got taken over and I wasn't in the stock. So I bought some September 20s as the just in case trade. And we're down 80% on the position. But now looking at it, I would have been down about $2,000, where now I'm only down $200. So in fact, it's a winning position because I did the right thing. Because I didn't trust them going into the earnings report, because internet security stocks are scams. And I'm going to leave on that note, and I want you to do one thing for me out there. I want you all to check out a website called Verified Investing. Because kids, I'm done talking about Greg Manarino or Mananero, Greg Hunter, and all you short guys out there. God bless you. Sometime in the year 2024, you're going to be right, and hopefully you're still liquid and you have some money to participate in the market when it goes down. Maybe it happens Monday. Maybe the end of days is Monday. But this website, Verified Investing, is the biggest, most awful. I wish I had more synonyms. Irresponsible, irreparable, inept website I have ever come across in my entire life, as they perpetrate the idea that they're going to give you gurus to pick and choose their ideas from, and you're going to pay per pick. Look at the website, and I'm going to talk a lot more about this over the next couple of weeks, because I feel it's my duty to expose this website for the awfulness that it is. Because they judge their... I'll give you one tidbit, and I'm going to leave you here, because after a half an hour of this video, you're probably going out of your mind. I suggest you probably watch all my videos and fast forward. They're a lot more fun. This website rates the traders, the gurus, the one, they invited me to be one of their gurus. So I put stock picks up there, and if people are looking at my track record, they can pay me for my next pick, which is in itself dumb, because then you're only as good as your last pick. But that's only the one awfulness about the website. So I was in a position, and there's a spot to write a blog. So I wrote, I'm selling some of the SVXY right here, not the entire position. And I get an email talking about how I shouldn't put that on the website because size positioning is inconsequential size positioning. And they're based on cumulative percentage gains. So they don't care about how many shares you have or piecing out of a position. So that's absolutely irresponsible right there. But it gets worse. And I'll touch upon these in the later videos. Let's say if you bought a penny stock at 2 cents and it went to 5 cents. Well, let's make it easy. You bought a penny stock at 2 cents and it went to 6 cents. You're up 200%. So on your guru page, you're up 200% on your account. And then you bought another penny stock at 3 cents and it went to 6 cents and you made 100%. I can't believe this TQQ is going down like this now. So now you're 200% on the first trade. You're up 100% on the other trade. So you're up 300% according to this website. And then you do a Tesla trade and you lose 20 points, which was only 6%. So according to this website, you're still up, 200, 300 minus, let's say 10%. So you're still up 290% on your portfolio. Who's to say the guy had 10 shares of a penny stock that he made $4 on, and 1 share of the other one that he made $1 on, and then he had 1,000 shares of Tesla that he lost 20 points on? This guy could be the worst trader there is, yet he's their #1 featured guru. Because you could see all the trades that he did. He had a 20-point hit in Tesla, and 2 of his big winners were penny stocks. But this guy is their #1 guru that they want for you to subscribe to for his next pick. Because now he's up 300 or 290% on the portfolio. Not to mention, maybe well, you know what? I'll leave it right there. It's just the most asinine, irresponsible, and again, I wish I was a wordsmith because I would go on and on and on about it. But Verified Investing, please, if you're gonna poke fun at somebody or ridicule somebody or condemn somebody, verifiedinvesting.com. What a joke. And I will continue to talk about them because telling me, and I think I'm banned from the website for posting that I'm selling some of my SVXY, and they said that's inconsequential, and I told them, then you don't know what trading is all about, because the other day I went 5 for 6, but my 6th trade sucked and I blew up my whole day. So am I a good trader? The answer was no that day. I sucked. But according to them, I'm the fucking man. I went 5 for 6. And the trade that I blew up my account on, or the day on, stock only went down 1%, but I was in 5,000 shares of it when it pulled back 30 cents and I lost $1,500. Maybe if you want to follow me as a guru, you should know something about sizing. But no, they think it's inconsequential. Fantastic. Fantastic. I wish them all the best luck. But do me a favor, if anyone's out there and you know about verified investing, please mock them in the name of me. Do me a favor. Because they need to be mocked and ridiculed and condemned. Like this guy has been for the last 7 years, just because I'd say how the market never goes down and the government owns everything and it's very hard to lose money buying SVXY in the Qs. But I'll take all the ridicule you want. By the way, WMB, where is it? Nah, I pulled back 30 cents since we've been making this stupid video. See, I suck. This is the worst stock. Terrible. All right, have a good weekend. Stay away from that G Fuel. And if you want to get high, smoke crack. Because I'm telling you, it's not as bad as you think.